I need to show you something.
They stayed. Nobody decided to. Nobody said, "Let us stay." They just stayed. The way you stay when leaving feels more impossible than anything else. David fell asleep on the sofa, Ruth in the armchair, and Samuel, who had lived alone in that house for 4 years, stood in the doorway at 6 in the morning holding 2 cups of tea and looked at his siblings sleeping in his living room, and felt something he had no word for, something that might have been home. Mama had not slept. She stood at the kitchen window all night, just listening to the sound of her children breathing in the next room, the sound she had missed for 30 years, the sound that said, "They are here, all of them, still breathing, still here." Samuel picked up the letter, the first one, 1994. He looked at Mama. She nodded, and he read it, out loud, to all of them. The letter said, "My son, I do not know your name yet. They are taking you today. I have 4 days left with you. I have held you every hour. I have memorized the weight of you, the sound of you, the way you grip my finger, even in sleep. I want you to know, before you go, this was not my choice. I would choose you every time. I am naming you Samuel, because Samuel in the Bible was given to God when his mother could not keep him, and God kept him and made him great. I am giving you to God, but I will write to you every year, even if you never read it, even if these letters go nowhere. I will write. So somewhere in the world, my words are moving toward you. I love you. I will always love you. You are the bravest thing I have ever done. Mama. 1994. Samuel lowered the letter. The room was completely quiet. Then Ruth said, with a voice barely a voice, she called herself Mama in 1994. Before she had us, she was already Mama to you. Samuel looked at Ruth. She was always Mama. I just didn't know it yet. And Mama, who had held herself together through the night, through 30 years, finally broke. And David stood up, walked around the table, and held his mother for a very long time. And Samuel watched, and Ruth watched, and nobody said anything, because everything had been said. In a letter, written in 1994, by a 19-year-old girl who chose to write instead of disappear. Then it was Samuel's turn. He told them about the family who raised him. Good people. He said that first, good people, because he needed them to know the chapter, without them in it, had not been empty, just incomplete. He said, I always knew, not facts, just a feeling, like a room with furniture missing. You could live in it, but you always knew something should be there, and wasn't. He found Mama 3 years ago, on a church website, a photograph, her name beneath it. He recognized her, from some part of himself he could not explain. He printed the photograph, put it on his desk, and looked at it for 3 years, too afraid to write. Then one morning he thought, what if she dies before I write? What if I wait 1 more year and the year never comes?
So he wrote one letter, 30 years after she sent the first one, and she wrote back the same day. Ruth picked up the photograph Samuel had carried for 3 years. You knew what she looked like before you met her. You had her face. Samuel nodded, and she had my name. We were never really strangers. We were just not yet in the same room.
The afternoon came, and David, who had been to the window 3 times, turned and asked the question nobody had asked yet, the one underneath all the others. He said, "Mama, what happens now?" "Not today. Not this evening." "What actually happens now? Do you come home? Does he come to us? What about Dad?" "You came here to bring us together. You did that. But you also left without warning. And I don't know what I am supposed to feel about any of this yet. And I need you to help me understand what comes next." Mama looked at David, then at Samuel, then at Ruth. She said, "I don't know yet. I don't have that answer. I only know what I needed to do right now, and I did it. What comes next? We figure out together, all of us. That is the only answer I have." Samuel said, "I want to be clear. I don't need anything from you. I built a life. I am whole. I just wanted, for one day, to be in the same room with the people who came from the same place I did. That is all I needed. Everything after that is a gift." David looked at his brother for a long time, then said, "You have her eyes. You know that?" Samuel smiled. "I know. I have been looking at them my whole life, in the mirror, never knowing where they came from." David sat down next to his brother for the first time and said, "They came from a 19-year-old girl who loved you before she knew how to love herself, and wrote you letters for 30 years, and prayed for you every Sunday at a kitchen table with your name in every prayer." Samuel looked at Mama. "What was my name in the prayers?" Mama smiled, the first real smile. "Samuel. Always Samuel. The name I gave you was always the name I called you, even when I didn't know if you were alive. Samuel, my firstborn, my son." And Samuel, who had held himself with careful stillness through the whole day, let himself be undone completely, and nobody looked away. They let him, the way family does, the way family is supposed to. Samuel made food, simple food, 4 plates, 4 cups, the first meal this family ever shared. And somewhere between the passing of bread and the pouring of tea, Ruth said something, and Samuel laughed. A real laugh. Mama's laugh. The same laugh. And the room stopped, because they all heard it, and they all knew what it meant. David looked at Samuel. "You laugh exactly like her." Samuel looked at Mama. She was already nodding, eyes full. "You always did, even as a baby. It was the last thing I heard before they took you. your laugh. And I never forgot it. And here it is, 30 years later, at my table. The room was quiet after that. The good kind of quiet. The kind that means everything that needed to be said has been said. And what is left is just being here, together, still, breathing. All of them. Still here, still breathing.
But secrets have
3 weeks before Samuel never wrote to Mama, an envelope arrived. Anonymous. No return address. No letter inside. Just a photograph. And a note. 4 words. Find your real family. Samuel had looked at that photograph for 3 weeks before he understood what it meant. Before he understood why someone had sent it to him. Before he understood that whoever sent it wanted the full truth to come out. Not just the truth about Mama. All of it. He had not known how to say this until now. Until the meal was done. Until the laughter had landed. Until the family was in the same room. He reached into his bag and placed the photograph face down on the table, and looked at the man he had been told was his mother's husband, and said, "I need to show you something. Someone sent this to me before I contacted Mama. Someone who knew I was searching. Someone who wanted me to find all of you. And I think you know what this is." Father looked at the photograph, face down, and his expression, for the first time in this story, showed something nobody had seen before. Not shame, not relief. Fear. Pure, undeniable fear. The photograph showed Father, young, in a city that was not this city, with a woman who was not Mama, and a child who had Father's eyes exactly. David looked at the photograph, and looked at Samuel, and Samuel, who had Mama's eyes, and the woman in the photograph, who had a child with Father's eyes, and the mathematics of what this meant landed on everyone in the room at the same moment. Ruth said, barely audible, "Is that?" She could not finish the sentence, because finishing it made it real. Father's hands pressed flat on the table. He did not look up. David's voice, the voice he uses when everything in him is being held by force. "Who is she?" Silence. David again, quieter, more dangerous. "And who is that child?" More silence. Then Mama, who had been silent longer than anyone, said one word, just one. "Joseph." And the way she said it, not a question, not an accusation, just his name. The way you say the name of someone you thought you knew and are now meeting for the first time, made Father finally look up. And what was in his eyes confirmed everything nobody wanted confirmed. Father spoke, slowly, one word at a time. The way you speak when every word costs everything. He said her name, the woman, the photograph, and Mama closed her eyes because she had heard that name before, once, early in their marriage. She had asked and been told, and it was nothing, nobody, a name from before. She had believed him. For 30 years, she had believed him. Father said, "It was before we married, before I knew you. She was..." We were, and then I met you, and I chose you. I chose you every day. David said, "And the child?" Father was quiet for a very long time. Then, "I did not know. She never told me. I only found out years later when I thought I handled it." David said, "You handled it. The way you handled Mama's secret, by burying it." Father did not answer, because there was no answer that was not the truth. And the truth was, yes. Samuel looked at the photograph, at the child, who had Father's eyes, the same eyes he had spent his life looking for, and said, very quietly, "Then there is someone else out there who has been looking for where they came from, just like I was. And nobody has written to them, not one letter, not one prayer. Nobody." The room was completely silent. The family that had come together over one secret, discovering there was another. There had always been another. Father had asked Mama to keep one secret. He never told her he had one of his own. And the child in that photograph is still out there, somewhere, looking for exactly what Samuel found, the truth of where they came from. We do not know their name. We do not know their face, but they are looking. And sometimes, when God is involved, the people who are looking find exactly what they need at exactly the right time. Subscribe to Still Breathing Media. This story is not over. The next chapter is coming. Because if you are still breathing, your story is not over. And neither is theirs.
We thought we knew her